Good morning, YouTube. I have been trying to film my breakfast for 15 minutes, but my dog's been running laps, and I have been trying to calm the chaos. So I'm going to be making French toast, and I'm going to Vermont today. So I'm going to do legs tonight, but I'm not going to film them on this video. I'm going to film another one. Oh, the lighting changes drastically. Okay, there we go. I'm not going to put it on this video. I'm going to put it on another one of just my leg workouts because someone asked me if I could do that. So I'm going to talk about my macros a little bit before I go. It's not about my macros, but explain macros in general. What they are, what they're made up of, how you come to calculate them, things like that. What my preference is, different from what I said in the last video. And I'm going to show you how to make my French toast. Finished product with my orange juice. So I'm going to eat this quick, and then I'm going to start explaining macros as I know them and just about them. And you already know my macros from my last video. If you didn't watch it, go watch it so you can get an idea of how I eat this stuff. So I'm going to explain macros to you guys. So macro stands for macronutrients. It's made up of protein, fat, and carbs. So I use 1 gram of protein per pound. So when I first did it, I weighed 122 and then or 124, and then I went down to 118. So I wasn't lowering it with it. I just went down to 120, and now I brought it up to 125. Just because that's, I just wanted to play around with it and see how a higher protein diet would work for me. So for fat, I did 0.4 grams per pound of body weight for fat, and that was too much fat for me and not enough carbs, so I went down to 0.35 grams of fat per body weight. And then your carbs are based on your fat that you select. So if you want more fat, you would go with the higher. Like 0.4 is pretty much the highest. Actually, it might be at 0.3 instead of 0.35. But 0.4 is the highest. So if you want more fat, if you want more fat than carbs, you would go with 0.4, obviously. But it's really personal preference. I'm a big carb eater, so it was not enough carbs for me. So carbs and protein yield 4 calories per gram, and fat yields 9 calories per gram. So if you're counting calories and macros, you would want to know that. That way you can do the math if you want, but you can also use the calories on the label. I don't count my calories. I know that they're going to be off a lot of the time because sometimes people round when making the labels, and it just can be a little off. And I don't really care about my calories. I care more about my macros, about hitting my macros. Sorry, my huge gallon jug. So yeah, that's pretty much my macros, and that's how I count them and things about them. You see a lot IIFYM, that stands for if it fits your macros. That's like you can pretty much eat anything as long as it fits within the bounds of your macros. So my boyfriend, well, I had a Pop-Tart yesterday too, which it fit, so whatever. So my boyfriend eats like Chips Ahoy and stuff like that because it fits his macros, but he has obviously a different body type than I do, and men obviously have a different metabolism and different body type than women do, and it's a little bit easier for me personally to gain fat than gain muscle. It's very hard for women to gain muscle in general. I'm really washed out, so he can eat that stuff. I have it once in a while, so that way I don't feel the need to binge and go off track all the time, because I pretty much follow clean macros. I don't eat the crap. I don't cheat that often. I just cheat once a week. I have my cheat meal where I don't count it at all. But if it fits my macros and I'm in the mood to have a cheat meal and I'm not gonna have one that week, then technically it's not even a cheat meal. So like if I go to Uno, they have a lot of things on their menu that will fit in my macros, and I don't have to count that as a cheat meal. I can count that as just a meal, and even that will satisfy me. I'll be like, oh, I had a cheat meal this week, and Jacob will be like, no, we didn't have one yet. But that's what I like about macros, that I can eat whatever I want for the most part, but I know for my body and for me to feel good that I'm not going to eat whatever I want. I can control myself. And I see a lot of people struggling with self-control when eating. A lot of people binge a lot, and I just don't, for me, like, I don't understand it, because I know I will get sick and I know I won't feel good. I mean, even last night I got sick because I mixed, my olive oil just made me sick for some reason. I guess I might have put too much, even if it was only a tablespoon, but it might have been too much for the amount of pasta that I was eating or something. I don't know, but I'm not going to go out and have something like ridiculously unhealthy and something that's going to make my stomach super bloated and make me just feel sick and lethargic, when I can have something more macro dense, more macro friendly, and something that I can feel better after eating. So that's my take on binging. And I also showed some treats that I like to have, like the Combat bars, the Lenny and Larry's. My boyfriend really likes Quest bars, but I don't really like those. I think they're too chewy for me. That's why I think I don't like them. Coffee is something else that helps me kind of curb cravings. If I probably have a coffee quick now. I use my peppermint mocha creamer. I use about 3 tablespoons of it because it's not really that bad on the macros. I think it's about 3 carbs and 1 gram of fat. So if I was cutting right now, which I wouldn't be doing because it's Christmas time, so I want to be bulking, but and that's the only time it comes out. But say I have one next spring, the upcoming spring, when I'm cutting, I will only have 1 tablespoon instead of having 3, because my macros will be a little bit smaller, and you kind of just want to do things that will fit inside your macros and be macro friendly to you. So we are on our way to Vermont. We just stopped to get some gas before we went, and I got a coffee, 24-ounce coffee. They had this weird non-dairy creamer that I thought was gonna be just like a regular flavored creamer, and it was powder, and I looked like an idiot spilling it all over the place. And they had like 18 different coffees, so I got half dark French roast and half just the original house blend of Green Mountain, because I really like that one. I really like their breakfast blend too, but I drink Green Mountain so much that I just kind of like to change it up, and I really like dark roast. So since we are going to be out all day, I brought my Cinnamon Combat, my ISO Pure, and I brought some goldfish because I love goldfish. And the serving size is 55 pieces for only like 20 grams of carbs, which really isn't bad at all. There's someone who's beeping on us.
I have no fucking idea.
So we're gonna take the ferry over. I'm gonna take a video of us on the ferry because the view is amazing on the lake. Alright, so we just got on the ferry, and this is a little loud. We just got on the ferry, and you can see the lake behind me. It's kind of gross when you get really close to it, but from here it looks really nice. And I can't turn my camera around when you can see, like, the ferry looks kind of crappy, but the skyline is really nice. And you can see all the mountains back there. We're right in the middle of the Adirondacks, which is super nice for hiking, and I don't snowboard or ski, but for people who do, it's awesome because Whiteface is really close to us and a few other mountains. So yeah, we're gonna be in Vermont probably in like 15 minutes. And then it's gonna take us like 30 minutes to get to the field. And then I'll be at Lulu later for a while. So we just got to Burlington, like the downtown part of Vermont. Jake just finished his game. They lost. But it was only club, so it wasn't that big of a deal.
They got free beer.
And they got free beer. So we're gonna head to Lulu. This is so pretty. The background is so nice. And the sun's setting. So we're gonna go to Lulu. I'll show you what I get after. So we got back from Vermont a little while ago. I ended up getting these high times pants. They're kind of high-waisted. I really like them. I like them a lot better than Wonder Unders, honestly. The one that I tried on really quick. I tried on Align pants. I love them. I really wanted to get them, but I have so many black pairs that I have like 4 black pairs, so I didn't want to get another one. And they didn't have, they only had black and pink. They didn't have the black and blue. Those are the ones that I wanted. So I'm gonna wait till I go home. And then I tried on the Zone In tights, and I hated them. I really hated them. They were too tight on me. They fit, but I didn't like, there was no seam. They were pretty much seamless because they were tights. They just weren't very comfortable. They were super hard to get on. Like, I was like sweating putting them on. I tried on the blue ones. I didn't really like them. So when I go home, I'm going to go to the outlet and hope that they have some high times. So we had dinner, well, kind of like a late lunch dinner. We spent a lot of time, not really that much time in Burlington, but it was fun. Yeah, I had a nice day. I didn't end up making my leg day video. I might go later. And if not, I'm gonna go tomorrow and do legs. Sometimes I take my weekends off. So I hope you enjoyed my Vermont video. My kind of what I do when we go to Vermont type thing, and some talk about macros and Lulu.